Hey, it's Tony Zazza. Welcome back to my kitchen for another Foodie Fridays. Can't wait to do this one because it's a recommendation from you. Yeah, big thanks to Mary for hitting me up. So she said that she saw a video floating around on Facebook and couldn't find it, but she described it to me, and I think we're going to be able to recreate this. What this is it's a breakfast pie in a cast iron skillet on the big green egg. So if you love bacon and you love eggs and you love onions, and I'm gonna spice it up a little bit and throw some jalapenos in there. If you love cheese and potato chips. Yes, I said potato chips. We are going to create an incredible breakfast pie that has all those ingredients on it. Somebody's already done this on Facebook, like I mentioned, so I tried to find it myself, couldn't really come across it. If you know who it is, please leave a link down below because I'd love to give them a shout out, but I'm gonna give it a whirl based on the ingredients she told me and also just kind of, feeling through it. I think we can do this. I think it'll be great and I think you'll enjoy it. We might even use a little maple syrup at the end to drizzle on top. We'll see. So if you're ready, let's take a look at the ingredients for this bacon egg breakfast pie on the big green egg in a large cast iron, I don't know why I carried that out so long, in a large cast iron skillet. Here we go. This is it. We've got our large cast iron skillet over here. I'm going to use a medium-sized one. You can do this in a large one. It'll just take more ingredients, but I'm cooking for myself tonight, so no sense in overdoing it. You're going to need at least a dozen eggs. We've got about a ½ pound of bacon from Wassi's world famous bacon. A couple jalapenos, as I mentioned. She didn't say that these were in the recipe she saw, but I love hot stuff, so we're gonna spice it up a tad. An onion we're gonna chop, some Monterey Jack and cheddar shredded cheese, some good old-fashioned classic Lay's potato chips, and of course, Wassi's classic steak rub and seasoning, which we're gonna season this with. Get the egg fired up, indirect heat. You want it at about 275 degrees. First thing we're gonna do in just a second, we're gonna fry the bacon, but you don't want it crispy because she said the bacon was rolled up in this recipe. So you want it cooked, but enough to where you can still roll it up and do some things with it. So if you're ready, let's get the egg fired up, let's get some veggies chopped, and let's get going. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our bacon all cooked. And again, you don't want it super crispy. You just want it enough to where you can roll it. So we're gonna cook it through, but not completely crispy like I would normally serve it with, say, breakfast. So we'll get that going, and I'll show you what we'll do after we get all of this delicious Wassi's world famous bacon cooked. All right, so we got half of it done. We're gonna do this other half. And then the egg's getting fired up right now. And then we'll start building our breakfast pie in the large cast iron skillet. So our bacon's done. We're gonna use this bacon grease because Grandma Annabelle always told me if you're not using the bacon grease to cook with, you're really not cooking. So all we're gonna do is quickly saute the onions and the jalapenos that I've chopped up. Very, very quickly, and then we'll put them in here, and then we're gonna start to put our breakfast pie together. All right, so a nice little saute on these, and they're good. Let's get them out of the grease. You want to make sure you're not taking too much of this grease over, because we still want the pie to have the flavor, because we're going to have the bacon cooking in it anyway, and that'll let off some grease during the cooking process, but you don't want it to be too greasy. So while this is cooling down, don't forget that is hot, we're going to take our bacon and you're going to overlap them to where there's two, and you're just going to roll it up just like this, and then set it in and repeat. Roll it up. Set it in. And the bacon is set. All right, so we want to make sure this doesn't stick, so we're just going to drizzle a little veggie oil. That should be good. And then start cracking. Probably going to use about a dozen on a pan this size. On the bigger pans, you probably want to use about 18, so a dozen and a half. Sunny side up. You're gonna love this when it's done. There we go. That's looking pretty good right there. All right, next, Wassi's steak, classic steak, rub and seasoning. And then our onions and peppers. If you're going, when did the potato chips and the cheese come into play? Don't you worry. We'll get to that. Or spread it out evenly. That's probably good. And now this is going to go on the big green egg. We've got it indirect heat at about 275. It's going to cook for about an hour. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next to top it off. I just opened it to check on it, so it dropped down to about 250, but again, 275, 300, right smack dab in the middle, indirect heat, in it goes. Look at that. Yes, indeed. We're gonna shut that and let it start cooking. You wanna check back in on it in about 30 minutes or so, but a full hour to an hour and a half on this, and I'll show you what we're gonna do with the potato chips and the cheese coming up. All right, so we have about 30 minutes left. At 15 minutes, we're gonna top this bad boy off. You're probably wondering, what is up with the chips? So what we're going to do with the chips is we're going to crush them. And we're going to want some more of that. And then whatever cheese you want to use, I figure since we're doing jalapenos, some Monterey Jack and cheddar would be good. And then this is going to be our topping that we're going to finish it off with about 15 minutes left. Maybe a little more cheese, because I'm all about the cheese. There we go. And why not a few more chips? We can just crush those in our hands. All right, 15 minutes left. We'll go ahead and put this on and finish it off. We're almost there. This is looking mighty fine. Can you see that? So now we're going to take our topping and just sprinkle it all over. Make sure you get it nice and evened out. And then we're going to let it cook for about another 20 or 30 minutes and we are done. So we're at about time. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's something beautiful. I think it's ready. Look at that. Let's get this in. All right, it's off the grill, looking good. We're gonna let it sit for just a second and then we'll slice it up and eat it and give it a taste here in just a sec. All right, so I've arranged it to where each slice should get a nice piece of bacon. I've just cut it, the camera cut off. Let's go ahead and dig in. Oh yeah. You might want to let that cool just a little bit longer, but man, that looks good. It is complete. Look at that. That is something beautiful, isn't it? Got the bacon right there. All right, let's dig in, shall we? This is awesome. This is super easy for a brunch on a Sunday fun day. It's got everything you need for breakfast, brunch. Cooked perfectly. The bacon is delicious. The eggs, great. The touch of the potato chips for a little crunch with the sauteed jalapenos and onions in the bacon grease. Yeah, this is a winner for sure. I might eat this whole thing tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. Recipes down below. If you have suggestions on something you'd like to see me cook, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And also, would love if you'd subscribe to the channel. That way you can get our latest videos as we release them. Do this weekend. You will not be disappointed. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend. Till next time. Bye-bye.